Are you considering homeschooling but need some direction? Well, stay tuned. Maybe these reasons will help you decide. Hi, if you're new here, welcome to our channel. I'm Yuri, dentist mom turned homeschool mom to 5 children. On our channel, we talk about our lifestyle, homeschooling, and our hobbies. If you would take a minute to subscribe to our channel, we would really appreciate it.
We've been homeschooling since 2015, and I remember feeling stressed and overwhelmed about homeschooling. While it's nice to have so many resources, there's just so much out there that is really overwhelming. Homeschooling is not for every family, but it never hurts to consider it. Here are the top 10 reasons why we decided to homeschool our 5 children in no particular order. Number 1 is relationship building. Homeschooling forces us to spend more time together, which leads to building deeper relationships with each other. I love seeing how our kids' relationships have grown over the years. While they don't always get along, they enjoy spending time together. Sometimes you'll see them reading to each other and teaching each other various things like reading, the alphabet, gymnastics, and various arts and crafts. Also, since we're pretty much together all the time, it's almost inevitable to avoid conflict. But when we do come across those conflicts, we try to address them together as a family in a Christ-centered way. Number 2 is customizing their education. Typically, the school system cuts children off in September, and we have a child whose birthday is in September, and if she were to go to the public schools or even private schools, she would be in first grade, although based on her reading level and just her readiness, mostly we put her in second grade. And then we have a son who's age-wise, he's in fourth grade, but some subjects we put him down to third grade, like language arts, because he struggles a bit with that. But with math, he excels, and he's actually doing fifth grade math. It's really nice to be able to adjust their education. But in the school system, unfortunately, you can't really cater education to the child because you have to go with the pace that the school is going at or the class is going at. Number 3 is real life experiences. Because our kids are with us pretty much all the time, they are seeing everything that's going on, whether it's the going to the doctor, cleaning, cooking, laundry, doing the errands, or being involved in seeing the various stages of what an infant goes through. Because I remember when I was in school in Mississippi, I don't remember what my parents did during the day. And my parents never really let me even interact with my little sister, who is 7 years younger than I am. So I don't really remember having that relationship with my little sister because we didn't have that real life experience connection. Of course, that doesn't mean they're only going to see the good side. Someday they're going to see mean mom, mean dad, but that's life. Number 4 is discipleship. We really want to walk with our kids. We want our kids to be able to be comfortable with whatever they're going through, to come to us in a Christ-centered way. Proverbs 22 verse 6 states, "Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." We may not see the fruit that we hope and pray for, but we trust that God has it all under control. Number 5 is delaying cultural influences and peer pressure. This day is so different from when I was growing up in the 1980s and 90s because of the internet and social media. But we still had the pressure of trying to fit in with the crowd and having a clique in school and being popular and what clothes you wear, what you look like. And I also remember having a lot of racial discrimination growing up in Mississippi. I think I was the only Asian in my grade, and a lot of kids weren't used to that. So, they were kind of mean to me and bullied me. I just kind of lost my voice. My parents would tell me that when I immigrated from Korea at 3 years old, that I was pretty much a chatterbox. But then somehow, I guess, in the school system, I kind of lost my voice because of the criticism. Not that we don't want our kids to see the cultural problems in our world, because this is what the world we live in. but it doesn't hurt to delay that a little bit. Let them be kids for a little longer. Let them play with the dolls a little longer. Number 6 is discovering and encouraging their gifts. Homeschoolers typically have more time and flexibility to discover and explore their hobbies and interests, such as cooking, um, sports, music, writing, gymnastics, and whatnot. Number 7 is learning how to learn and having fun with it. I remember, especially in dental school, where we learned and memorized a massive amount of information just in order to regurgitate all the information out for a test in order to get a good grade. And we really don't want our kids to just memorize and take a test. We want them to see that learning can be fun, lifelong, and rich. Okay, my 2-year-old is at the door. Number 8 is the time and flexibility. Not being bound by a school calendar, we have been able to travel extensively while we lived in Germany with the Air Force. And also, with every new baby that was added to the family, we're able to take a break from school and pick up whenever we're ready once the busyness of a newborn kind of slowed down and we got used to the routine of having a newborn along with schooling. And along with that, whenever we're interrupted with having to move with the military, we're able to take a break from school and pick back up when we can. Number 9 is socialization. It may seem a little strange to you that socialization is one of our reasons, but it turns out that homeschooling has opened a big door to socialization. I remember growing up in the public school, and the only time that we really had time to interact and play with our friends was during recess and lunch. But recess was pretty short, and then lunch, a lot of times you only get maybe 15 minutes to eat, and maybe we're told to be quiet and just eat. With homeschooling, there's so many ways to be socialized, whether it's through various activities like choir, gymnastics, trail life, church, friendships in the neighborhood, homeschool co-ops. There's so many ways that you can get socialized. So that's the least of our concerns if socialization might be something that you are concerned about. And another thing is that when you're in school, you're socializing with pretty much your peers, kids that are about your age. But in homeschooling, you have the time to be able to interact with various age groups, and it's not just one grade. I mean, even in a house with our 5 kids, we have various grades. All the kids are interacting with each other and reading to each other and helping each other out. It's like a cooperative learning. Once the kids grow up and enter the workforce, they're going to have to know how to interact with various kinds of people and also people of varying age ranges. So homeschooling, in a way, is a better model of what the real world is like, in our opinion. And number 10 is consistency and normalcy. As a military family that moves about every 3 years or so, there's a lot of big changes that happens with the move. You have to find new friends, a new church, a new community, and there are new circumstances. So at least one thing that's consistent for them is their education. So at least they have that. So these are some of our whys to homeschool. If you're contemplating homeschooling, I hope that these reasons help you to think and pray about it.
I wouldn't say that homeschooling is better than public school or private school. It really depends on what works best for your family. You may be in a season where you can't homeschool. Maybe you have to work, or maybe there's a new baby in the house. Maybe there was a death in the family that's keeping you from homeschooling, and that's okay.
Homeschooling is certainly not for everyone, and homeschooling doesn't mean that you're going to achieve all these goals and that it's going to be perfect and you're going to produce these amazing grown-ups. We can only try and do the best we can with the time that God has given us. Some days are going to look messy and they are going to be painful to the point where you are on your knees begging God to help. But thank God He has everything in control. On those hard days, I have to remind myself of those whys. God already has a purpose for each and every child, and He has specifically chosen us to be the parents of our specific children, and He will fulfill the plans that He has. Knowing that God already has a plan for each and every child and loves them more than I can ever imagine, more than I can love them, gives me peace.
Please like and comment below. I'd love to hear your whys for homeschooling. And please don't forget to subscribe and check out this video.